live.
Okay. So
Yeah.
nilikuwa nakuongelea kuhusu Nasdaq. Nasdaq
Okay.
obviously nimekeza fresh highs hizo za Gate 5. So kuna ka retracement as expected up to that level. So that is when first I want to have entry hapo. I look for an entry there. Kama si hivyo then maybe a bigger retest maybe towards this level. Hii level I think is a stronger level kwa sababu ya extend up to this inakuwa ni a stronger supporter. Hapo na tulipata breakout. Ilikuwa lini? Ilikuwa ni May 15. So entry yangu ya kwanza naitafutia hapo. Kama ni ya pili sitapata hapo nitaipatia huku chini, but that's still bullish honestly.
Very good.
If you zoom out bado trend unaiona vile inaenda. Zoom out so still bullish lakini same thing. Many interest na nini na Apple. Kuna Apple kwa watch list.
You can try switching na nielezea mnaenda. Ni screen imeanza. Continue, just continue.
Okay. So the Apple kuna breakout expected obviously. Pre-market haija break bado, but on the daily time frame obviously looking for a break above that. So entry zangu zitafuta after the break has happened, sasa about tafuta entry but not before. So obviously unajua mimi I don't like anticipating, napenda kuparticipate. So itabidi nimengoja the breakout happens first, then after the breakout happens then I look for an entry on Apple, but again it depends on a few factors. Sijui kama notice venye Nvidia ina carry the market. If you look at the
Ina carry the market
chart, ina carry the market sana.
After the split, I think there will be some difference. Because yeah, because the share price imeshuka. So
Kama
like that
ilikuwa 12 so itakuwa ni 10 so itakuwa ni around 120. Share price itakuwa around 120.
Imeshuka hata huko imeshuka na almost 1000%. Watu wanaienjoy.
Lakini
okay, I want to share my chart.
Does that technically count? Okay. Share yours then. Share yours.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, you can see my chart now.
Very, very well, yeah.
So this is happening. I want to see Apple from the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, kuna obvious about support and resistance down here. So what I mean, we are approaching a very major level. Now, when you drop down, you can see since the breakout it happened, this counter move it happened imekuwa on a bullish run after, especially after earnings. After earnings last month, you can see the bullish run. So this is happening, and then we have a very interesting event today, starting from today, I think. So I'm expecting if you have very good if you have very good information, I'm gonna surprise. Especially, I'm expecting something from the AI side, and yeah, it's time. Siri needs a break. Amekuwa yani, amekuwa ule mzee, si ndio? So anyway, we need
Yeah.
a revamp of Siri, and a revamp of Siri will mean we will break the 200s. We'll break this resistance and
Okay.
at least tuingie uncharted waters at 200. Uh, from
Yeah.
the weekly, if we break here, there are two ways actually. There are two ways you have to estimate where we're going. I know most some of the guys, they don't have blue sky setups kwa sababu anywhere uncharted wanatafutaga. I know kuna some strategies zile ziutegemea sana sana the order blocks and something a prehistorical information ndio tujue pale tunaenda, but uzuri ya classicals, we can at least shoot in the dark, depending with what the previous data imetupea, and for this we can see tunaweza enda to test at least 220s. So
Okay.
220s, that's one. Ama this being a plug, tuseme a rectangle-ish plug, we can also
Yeah.
use a pole. Tunaweza tumia the pole pia. Hii sasa ni ya hii ni ile sasa hii ni ile sasa shooting in the dark clear kabisa, but I don't prefer
Okay.
it. So for this one it means we're going to 230s, but uh, for a swing trader, yeah, hapa anaweza tumia this as TP1 and this as TP2, and then anaweza kuwa akifloat na aki-add on some aki-add on to the
Yeah.
trade mpaka ifike to these areas. But my
How did
first
you
short
how did
start, how come again?
your TP? How did you
That's
reach your TPP?
Nah, that's what I've been explaining. Okay, it's this, what we do as classicals, we look we estimate our opportunity from inside the setup. So inside the setup, what we do, we estimate the trough, the size of the trough. Size of the trough
Uh-huh.
from the trough low here. You can see where my cursor is, to the topmost,
Yes.
to the counter trend. So from
Uh-huh.
there to there, and then from the breakout area towards the direction of the trend. So from
Okay.
here, the breakout towards there, and then we don't have to take the whole move. So that's why we go lower kidogo, and we go lower to
Uh-huh.
20s.
Okay.
That's one way of doing that, and then the other way of doing that is estimating the pole. This is a pole, since it's a flag. Every flag has a pole, so the
Okay.
pole distance, the height of the pole, and from the setup slow to the to towards the breakout. So this is a
Okay.
number two way of doing that. So the same way you did the other one, you come to 30s. It comes to 230s area.
Okay.
So for my TP1, this is my TP1, this is my TP2. So, but I don't prefer this one. I prefer the previous one. But better yet, this is the long time frame outlook, and I'd like to see it on a much lower level. So I would like to see setups from below 4 hour and below. Right now the 4 hour doesn't have a
Uh-huh.
clear setup. We go lower. We go lower to something like 1 hour. So 1 hour still
Uh-huh.
doesn't have a clear setup, but pre-market is still testing the highs,
Uh-huh.
the the resistance point, so the resistance zone, and it's okay. I expect some pushback because it's a zone of memory, and support and resistance are memory points. So that is what. I'd like to even go lower. I can even go lower to 15 if I want to play an intraday. And
Yeah.
for an intraday, we can see a cup and handle. This is a continuation pattern here. So it means
Uh-huh.
what it means. It means the price has already broken out. And the same way I showed you how I estimate my how I estimate
The TP, your
my
target price, yeah?
my TP. It's from the breakout point, and I expect price at least intraday to test the 198. So, what I'd like to see at least a retest, which has already happened. So, this one of the setups where either I just buy at the open the way it is, but pre-market says it is very close to the TP. So I'd really wait first
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
at least some consolidation. But upward this week is on top of my list. Actually, let's nipeleke hivi. Kwa my watch list inakaa kwa top of the list. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my Apple submission. I think that's a very detailed one. Mtu hawezi sema
Very true.
exhaust you.
Very
Yeah,
true. So you're
so
waiting for New York Open to see how price plays out, eh? During Open.
I'll be waiting. I think pre-market will be very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't expect pre-market to be only one direction. So yeah, it depends with how the market forces vile zitafanya. Anyway, that's me.
I'll also be watching
What do you
Apple.
want to share from me? Yeah,
Uh,
you'll be watching.
I just want to gather your thoughts on the SPY. If you have it on your watch list, just want you to
SPY.
uh just have a
Okay.
quick look at it.
Okay. Let me go back to the dailies. I like starting from the higher time frame. And
So
then it's not in my bread and butter watch list. It's in the
yeah.
rest. I think I should move this one to I should move the top three to the stocks watch to my stock watch list, but it's okay. I can do that before the
Okay.
next room. And I
What's the
think
most observable
yeah
thing? What's the most observable thing
yeah
with that chart?
this chart is very bullish. That's one with a huge retracement after March. I think late March, early April, and then it broke the highs of the huge retracement, and immediately it broke down. It broke the highs. It retraced again. So it means
Yeah.
you can't compare with such a break. This is one you can't compare
Yeah.
with this. This means the momentum is very high. So
Yeah.
when it broke and come and it fell down, it means the momentum is slowing down. And I remember doing a recap when we were doing the Q1 recap on TradersKenya space. I said there will be a slowdown, of which it has happened since the end of Q1. So uh, the slowdown ilionekana juu ya this slump, and since I like using there was a concept we were taught I read a long time ago, I think around 2020 2019. It is called the rubber band man, and for the rubber band man it says the the momentum is reducing. You can't compare
Yeah.
it with the rest because it was like uh, a retracement, and then it pulls away for much stronger than this one. So uh, when we go down, we can go down to the 4 hour, and what is observable in the 4 hour. I like using counter trends. So
Okay.
for the counter trends, these are very obvious counter trend here. This one, yeah, of which why I mean it is slow. You can see the breakout and the retest here. It was the price was like participants walikuwa hakukuwa sure of what will happen next. So this is not a clear breakout, but at least it pulled it really struggled to go up, and it did, and we can see another retracement happening here. So what I'd like to say, I'd like to consider these market conditions as very uh, the best word to use here ni nini imenipotea. Anyway,
Everyone is
indecision.
very
This is an
happen.
indecision.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of indecision as much as the chart is very bullish. but as you can see, what is happening there, the price is ranging kidogo, especially on the lower time frame. Price is ranging, and yes, we have bullish days, but they are they're not that bullish. Na kama kuna bullish, a huge bullish candle, it is being replaced by a huge bearish candle. So this is called indecision for me, and this is uncharted waters. We can just wait. If you're not down to individual stocks, if you don't have a stock which has no fundamental backing, eh,
Yeah.
naweza sema you can just wait instead of just playing the technicals with the ziko. So if you're playing technicals, at least have a fundamental backing, kitu kama earnings support ama some good company news. But at this point, if you just want to go technical, kuna vile the market inaweza kustop, unaweza kuwa stop
Okay.
out sana.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What
I
are you
had a
saying?
question.
Can you please share your chat while you're asking the
Okay.
question? Ama you want to ask from here?
Yes, from yours, just go to the daily.
Okay. Go to the daily. Uh-huh. There's my daily.
This is the daily. Is there anything like a cup and handle anywhere around there?
Okay. Thing is, I like my cups and handles. I don't think you've ever. Here I have a cup. I think I wish inaonekana. I'm trying to lift it.
Yeah, naiona.
Uh, unaiona, sio? The
Vizuri
the
sana, yeah.
handle the handle iko above the brim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, thing about chart patterns, let me use something here and jaribu kuchora kitu. Okay, I'll use this curve. So, uh, yes, tunatumia classicals, but people trade classicals very differently. And as for me, uh, what I read from these guys called Edwards and McGee, they
Yeah. The
said
textbooks, yeah.
something very visual. It's something very visual, and you should take it as literal as possible. Literally means if you call a head and shoulder. If you see, have you ever seen someone with a shoulder higher than the other? Yes, but
Nope.
it's very unlikely. So
So,
whenever you see something, whenever you see a situation where if you're calling it a cup and handle and one handle is above the brim, it means uh, kuna inaitwaje? I'm forgetting this
consistencies.
word. Not consistencies. Uh, it might not actualize. It is not the best market conditions. Like I follow the efficiency. It will the output will not be as efficient as expected, since it's an abnormal thing happening. So what is happening is if the couple if the handle is above the brim, if one shoulder is taller than the other, if one bring if the counter trend line is skewed and it's a cup and handle, yani in
Nimekupata,
short, you
nimekupata
just
sana.
take it. If it's a triangle, you want it as symmetrical as possible. Actually, that's the word I was looking for. If it's not the
Okay.
ordinary cup and handle, it means the asymmetry is very high. So, and if the asymmetry is very high to some point where you cannot match it with anything else, inamaanisha hizo ni risky environment. So be aware, achana nayo. So for in this case ya US 500, if it was like this, ikuwe tu kidogo tu imetokea juu kidogo, at least ningei consider, but hii imeenda too much. It is very, yeah, ukiangalia hii hiyo ndio brim yake imeenda hivyo imeslant, alafu so even if cause the most we say the most the most important the most important trend line kwa continuation setups ni the counter trend line, and
Yeah.
the counter trend line inakuwaga against the counter trend line inafaa kuwa against the trend line, and if we can go back to the trend direction. This is a trend direction. I'm sorry, this is a trend direction, sindio?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what we can see here, the counter trend line, it's towards the same direction as the
Oh.
trend line. So is this, see, so unaona iko the same direction, the counter trend line.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the fact that iko towards the same direction. The counter trend line ingekuwa against, ni counter juu iko hivi
Yeah.
ama flat, that qualifies. Unaona?
Okay.
So
Okay.
the fact that iko away na iko against, iko towards the same direction na the counter trend na the trend na the trend line, it calls for hiyo mimi naishuku, actually me rule out, I just rule out that pattern. So I know guys will call it will call them good cup and handles, but it doesn't qualify in my books. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. Wow. Nice. So let me just share something I'm looking at. I'm very interested in something
Okay.
today.
Okay. You have the flow.
This is what I'm looking at today. Sijui kama umekuwa interested in watching silver. Have you been watching silver in the latest
Actually, I've not been
trends?
watching silver. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was
It's very,
some time back. It used to
it's
be
very
my favorite. Sasa nilikuwa nasumbua sana kuhusu silver. Let me talk kwanza kwa the rest of the. Kuna time niliingia sana. I don't know
so
what
I've been watching
sana
it.
nayo. Continue.
So I've been watching silver for some time now. Imekuwa sleeper. Just look at this consolidation.
Okay.
Very extended. Very extended. Very extended the consolidation. So I've been playing around 28, 20s, that sort of area. But then we broke out. It was when was this? So the first break, which sort of false break, was in April, yeah. So we broke out. Then checked that breakout. Then we came back strong. And decidedly broke out. This was when was this? Right here. This was on 15th May. Decidedly broke out. Now it's been very interesting because ukiangalia hata move ya leo, gold has only moved 0.40 of a percentage, but silver has already moved close to 2% on one day since morning, since open. Now it's very its movement is much more exaggerated than that of gold. It's much more volatile at the moment. This is why I'm looking at it keenly, because we are now back at that
Okay. Just
general zone.
say.
Yeah.
Objection, lakini it's something which has happened. There was a time I used to trade silver, gold together, and silver moves much faster than gold, always. Hata saa zile, there's never a point where silver moves slower than gold. So that's normal for silver, but continue. I get your point. I know it's faster, but I get your point.
Now look at this.
Continue.
I want you to look at something first of all, on the same point. Look at all these candles here. Look at these candles here. Look at all these candles. Look at all these candles. Yeah. I don't see very big motion within these candles. But look at the moment we broke out. Compare those candles with the moment we broke out. Once we broke out, very huge. Look at this other candle, very huge. So on the bullish side and also on the bearish side, very, 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 very big candles. Yeah, very big candles. Very, very big candles. If you look at them, very high. So the motion, to me, I've been watching it in the consolidation zone, but the moment the movement is very much accelerated. Yeah. Just last week when gold was moving around 1%, silver was around 3% or 4%. During NFP, I think it moved around 6% in a day, around there. So this is why I'm
Okay.
saying silver is very, very volatile to me. So what I'm looking at today is this. We are now back at this level. We are now back at the breakout level. We are not retested that breakout level ever since we broke out.
Broke out.
This
Yeah.
was on May 20. Yeah, we've never quite retested this 28 level. Now we are back there. This is the general area, yeah? Not specific on the spot and the 28 price, but on the general level of 28. This today we've just seen a bounce. Today we are seeing this bounce, yeah, and it's
Okay.
pushing, it's pushing. It's just yeah, broke out the local. Is it? Yeah, the local resistance broke it and just passed through it. But we don't have. I'm very keen because if you look at this candle upper chimney, we don't have a bottom wick. So we just started bullish. It's been bullish for the whole day. Now again, I'm very interested at what happens at this level. Do we continue with this bullish bounce back, or are we going back into the consolidation level? So this is I'll be watching out today, and I'm just waiting for London. I think London is already with us, so it's still bullish during the London
Right.
session. But I'll wait for New York session to see where we close today. I don't have an entry yet because number one, I was waiting for this commodity at 28 at this breakout level, but haijafika hapo, so I'm still waiting for it down there. But the most recent high. This is the most recent high of 28.9 or so, or 29. I'm still be watching out for that. If you come down, make a bottom wick, and we touch that 28.9, I'll also be looking for entries around there to continue with the same bullish trend that we've been seeing from the commodities. But again, uh, it's, this week is very yeah. We have so much reactions. We just reacted to jobs numbers on Friday. Now we are waiting for the CPI and FOMC this week. Again, this market is very emotional this week. That's why I'm very cautious in
Right.
taking in entry. Very cautious in taking in entry before the market just subsides. Or every emotion cools down and all that. So I'm very cautious. I'm not spotting any entries yet. I've not made any entries. Again, look at gold. This is why I'm saying I'm very cautious this week. Gold again is back at. We have this zone. We've been consolidating for a while. We've been consolidating for a while, right here. And now we just came to the bottom of it, and then we're seeing a small bounce today. And again, this is not to read anything into it, but the market is very cautious. No, look at where we could go. Look at the possibilities. Look down here. Look at the liquidity down here.
It's clear on the
Look at the
left.
liquidity down there. It's clear, very clear on the left hand side. Yeah, you remember that. This left is very clear.
Yeah.
This side is very, very clear. Yeah. So again, I'll be watching out for that. Let this market just cool down, see what happens at this level, this general area here. See what happens there. See how we react. If you're bouncing back again, I'll be very cautious of taking entries because this week is just full of information, full of new data prints and all that. And I'm expecting the market. Look at this emotion. Gold was already down even before news came out. What was the movement here? Let me just check that. Look at that. This is a very big bounce.
How many points?
So that's around 1,000. Is it 1,000?
1,000. Eh, some guys waliamka wakakula vizuri sana on Friday.
That's around 1,000. Wow. So yeah, the emotions are very they're very clear in the market. Everyone is just reacting to any kind of news that is coming out. So I'll just wait for all this to die down. Wait for the market to see what the market loves. If it loves the narrative of a rate possibility or of the rate hike for that matter. Uh, we'll see the associated movements in the and also in the stocks. Now for the stocks, jobs numbers came out very nice. Yeah. So
Yeah.
does the market love it, or does the market show us that it doesn't like the
Okay,
good numbers? Because
funny thing. I remember something. I remember something. Jesse, let me cut you short, kidogo. I remember something about. Okay, let's assume you own a company. When you own a company, we have very tight policies right now, and then the rates are too high. The rates are too high to they're too high to borrow some money. So you're from the banks definitely. So
yeah,
you're having very you are in a fix, and the only way to get money is by reducing your expenditure, and then you decide to lay off some guys. Uh, Laying off some guys, it means something. It means that the company will operate much better. So
okay,
from exactly, si ndio? Kwa sababu free up some money to do some other stuff. So uh, in short, it's like you funded from inside. And what I mean, companies will do kidogo. It will companies will react different as compared to other markets on layoffs. So if they're laying off, if you think companies will look bad, in short, they will look better. Sijui kama unaona hiyo difference. Ile najua most of the guys wataiangalia in another way. Am I
okay.
making sense?
Let me show you my perspective on the same. Yeah. So
So that's
on
why
the
you think
same.
we're still bullish.
Okay. Oh, yeah. On the same note, we have companies. We have large caps and the small caps. Now, for me, the large
Yeah, sure.
caps have large cash reserves. Yeah, in that the operations are not so much on borrowed cash, but they
Affected.
have reserves that can take them through the volatile times of high interest rates until we get lower rates. So for them, it's not such a big deal when you have a regime of high interest rates. But for the small caps, I expect that they will be most affected because they rely on these credit facilities, and the credit facilities right now they are quite the rates are very high. So for them, it might be a problem. So looking at the same point, the large caps, I don't think they'll be as affected as the small caps because they have large cash reserves. That is in the short term. But if the rates keep on, they hold higher rates for longer, and this for longer means coming financial year and all that. So I think that is why we start seeing the effect on the large cap companies. So for me, places like the Nasdaq will not be are not quite affected by high interest rates at the moment in the short term because they have the cash to operate. So on the same note, if I own a company and I'm getting good jobs numbers, people are getting employed, and you remember when the jobs numbers came out, we had this average hourly earnings rate, month over month, year over
Mm,
year, went up. So people are earning more,
mm,
and also jobs the payrolls are also high. There are more jobs. What does this tell you? You cannot be paying people higher rates and also employing more people when your books are not good. This means that these companies have very good books. Yeah, the numbers in their books are quite good. That is why they can afford to pay more and afford also to increase the jobs. So for me, the companies the market is most likely the market will show us what it does, but from the perspective for the perspective of businesses, I'm thinking that these businesses are doing great despite the current high rates, and they'll continue doing good in the short term. That is how I read that aspect.
So meaning the US market is very resilient, and people have money to spend on these companies. So we don't expect any challenge in revenue. What we expect challenge is the aggregate output kidogo. The growth haitakuwa as fast as in low interest rate regime. So yeah, yeah. I think. Do you think that's enough for today for the tester? Because
Yeah,
this
yeah, that's
this
it.
is our first one.
Yeah, yeah, this is our first time live streaming. So, okay,
Uh,
we expect to keep at this. we expect some. We learn on the job as we go along, and yeah, I think it's been nice.
Yeah, it will be
We
nice. It
look,
will be fun. Actually, it will be very fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we can end it and see what to improve on, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.